Everything begins in the mind. Every choice you have made, every habit you live with, every result you see around you today, it all started as a thought in your mind. The truth is simple. If you want to change your life, you cannot start with your environment. You cannot start with the people around you. You cannot start with the circumstances. You must start with the root. And the root of your entire life is your mind. Your mind is the master. It is the driver. It is the creator. It decides how you see the world and how you respond to the world. And if you cannot control it, it will control you. If you let it run wild, it will lead you to chaos. But if you take command of it, you take command of your life. So many people live their lives believing that life is happening to them, that their emotions, their reactions, their circumstances are out of their hands. They think, this is just the way I am. This is just the way life is. But that is not true. That is a story the uncontrolled mind tells you to keep you small, to keep you weak, to keep you trapped in habits that do not serve you. The reality is this. You have the ability to control your thoughts, and when you control your thoughts, you control your feelings. When you control your feelings, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, you control your destiny. Everything is connected. It all starts in your mind. But here is the challenge. The mind is not naturally disciplined. It is like a wild horse that wants to run in every direction. It wants to chase every distraction. It wants to feed on every fear. It wants to dwell on every doubt. If you do not train it, it will take you where you do not want to go. That is why so many people feel anxious, lost, and unfulfilled, because they have given their mind the steering wheel and then wonder why their life is out of control. The truth is, the mind will serve you or enslave you, depending on who is in control. So ask yourself, who is in control right now? Are you controlling your mind, or is your mind controlling you? When you wake up in the morning, does your mind immediately pull you into old patterns, into scrolling on your phone, into comparing yourself to others, into feeling behind before the day even begins? Or do you take a moment to breathe, to observe, to set an intention for the day? That moment matters, because every single day, your mind is being shaped. It is being trained by your habits. It is being programmed by what you feed it. And most people are programming it with negativity, distractions, and chaos without even realizing it. They wake up, check their notifications, scroll through social media, and allow the thoughts of the world to fill their head before their own thoughts even have a chance. And then they wonder why they feel overwhelmed, unfocused, and drained. It is because they gave their power away the moment they opened their eyes. If you want to change your life, you must take that power back. You must become the master of your mind. And mastering the mind does not happen overnight. It happens through intention, through practice, through awareness. It happens by choosing every day to direct your thoughts instead of being dragged by them. Because the mind will always think, but you do not have to believe everything it says. You do not have to react to every thought that comes in. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are the one who decides which thoughts to hold and which thoughts to release. And that is the greatest power you can ever have, the power to choose what stays in your mind. Understand this. Your thoughts create your reality. What you focus on expands. If you fill your mind with fear, you will live in fear. If you fill your mind with doubt, you will act in doubt. If you fill your mind with limitation, you will never break free. But if you fill your mind with strength, with possibility, with clarity, your life begins to change. Not because the outside world suddenly changes, but because the lens through which you see the world changes. The world does not shape your mind. Your mind shapes the world you see. That is why control is everything. When you learn to control your mind, you learn to control your emotions. You learn to control your reactions. You learn to control your energy. And that changes everything. Because life is not about what happens to you. It is about how you respond. Two people can face the same challenge. One breaks, the other grows. One sees a problem, the other sees an opportunity. One gives up, the other rises. The difference is not the situation. The difference is the mind. So if you want a different life, you need a different mindset. And a different mindset does not come from wishing or hoping. It comes from daily practice, from training, from discipline. Control begins with awareness. You cannot control what you do not see. So the first step is to notice your thoughts. Notice the stories you tell yourself. Notice the patterns that play on repeat. Ask yourself, are these thoughts helping me or hurting me? Are they leading me closer to my goals or pulling me further away? If they are not serving you, you have to let them go. You have to replace them with thoughts that empower you. And yes, this is not easy. Your mind will resist. It will pull you back to what is familiar, because the mind loves comfort. It loves routine. But comfort is the enemy of growth. So if you want to grow, you must be willing to feel uncomfortable. You must be willing to challenge your own thoughts. You must be willing to sit in silence and face what is inside you instead of running from it. That is where real control begins, not in avoiding your mind, but in understanding it. And here is the truth. Every single day is a test. Every single day your mind will try to wander. It will try to feed you excuses, fears, and distractions. And every single day you will have a choice: to let it run wild or to bring it back, to give in to weakness or to rise in strength. That is the battle. That is the work. And if you stay consistent, if you practice, if you show up for yourself day after day, you will become unshakable. You will become calm in the storm. You will become focused in the chaos. You will become the master of your life because you have mastered the one thing that controls everything else: the mind. So as you hear this right now, make a decision. Make a decision that from this day forward, you will not let your mind control you. You will control it. You will decide what thoughts you allow in. You will decide what energy you live with. You will decide what kind of life you create. Because you have that power. You always have. And the moment you take it back is the moment everything changes. Control your mind, and you control your future. Control your mind, and you control your destiny. Control your mind, and you create the life you were born to live.